Don't need no promoter, we pull up, they know us. I'm the Ayatollah, snatching your controller. I don't give a about you when I'm focused. All the you take, I'm
It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. And, of course, Andrew Wiggins. Team moving on here without him.
And as shocked as people are that they would trade away a player of his caliber, they didn't just let him go for nothing. I mean, they got a lot in return. I think it's a deal that's going to really help them down the road.
And you think about the future of this great league, certainly, Greg, some terrific young talent on display here tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, who's got next? I mean, some gifted players here answering in the affirmative.
Here's Whitmore. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Floats it up for Wembanyama. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
You know, the perfect lob partner, Wembanyama, with elite hand-eye coordination.
Outside Williams.
Spurs foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
To the middle. Here's Powell, and it's denied.
And there's Whitmore, that 7-foot wingspan coming in handy.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. The all-time leader in NBA wins, of course, the great Spurs coach, Greg Popovich. So here is a guy who's a peer. What makes him so special, Stan?
Well, first of all, Greg Popovich is not a peer of mine, Kevin. I would never be that presumptuous. This guy is an absolute icon in the coaching world. I think from the outside, I think what makes him so special is he's never looked at himself that way. He's never rested on his laurels. He's a guy that's always evolving and trying to get better.
I love that assessment, but I do think you're his peer.
Not in any way.
And Wembanyama throws it down.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Johnson right side. Over Whitmore. Tries again. Shoots the three. Buries it from three-point range. He has 5.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
And we got a timeout here called by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. So it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Nets. It's tipped. Jackson with it. Williams picks him up. They set the pick. Pass to Wolf. To the inside. Wembanyama. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
It's Powell on the wing. Bangs home the trifecta.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Yeah, it's always nice to see him drop in a triple early in the game. That'll set him up for success the rest of the way. Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive. Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Pass to Whitmore. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
Next ball. Substitution on court.
Nets leading by 5. Down low. Stolen by Jackson. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Wembanyama outside. .130 left to play in the first quarter. Offensive rebound. Here's Wolf. Rob. In transition. Here come the Nets.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
A 3 from Wembanyama. Hands it from downtown. Wembanyama's got 9.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Releases. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Here's Whitmore. Out to the right wing. Goes back up. Pass to Leonard. 4 on the shot clock. Wolf, no good.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That is his first foul of the game. 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Murray Boyle. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high percentage looks.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Nets up by 8. We've got more in store for you. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And so far, just a great job forcing turnovers and creating opportunities in the open floor. The defense at the heart of that.
Pass to Whitehead. To the left wing. The shot by Wilson, no good.
Perfectly played defensively there. He made that a very difficult look.
Here's Murray Boyle.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Jackson.
Timeout.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with this guy. second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. 6 on the shot clock. Wembanyama with it. Good job by Claxton. They recover it. Sent that one away, but after it touched the backboard, the refs are on it, and they call him for goaltending.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Here's Powell. The rebound by the Spurs. And Keon Johnson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way, and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. Wembanyama outside. Inside. Claxton with the steal. Unhindered, going all the way.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
Whitmore with it. He has 5. And Whitmore throws it down.
And when he gets downhill, Whitmore is a force.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, GA?
Thank you, Kevin. You asked Greg Popovich about Victor Wembanyama, and he says Victor's a different player. He's got talent, and you don't want to take that out of him. I tried to do that with Manu Ginobili, and I learned my lesson. Just shut up and let him play. Victor does some amazing things. His game is all-encompassing. Kevin?
That's a great way to put it, DA. It is all-encompassing. Wembanyama is 1 of 1. Hey, thank you for the report. Shot clock at 6. Here's Claxton, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Claxton's got his second bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Wolf, and the rejection by Claxton. No one near him. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
To the paint. It's intercepted. And now here comes Williams leading the break. And that one, good. Williams has got 6.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
Here's Wembanyama. Pass to Wolf. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
And that one falls for Williams. So, Stan, I've been wondering about these different approaches. The development system for youth basketball is vastly different in the U.S. than in Europe. Which do you think is best?
Well, I think in terms of developing skills, Kevin, we've seen it. The European players of all sizes have very well-rounded games skill-wise. They do a lot of work on a daily basis developing those skills, whereas in the U.S., our young guys play a lot of games in the AAU system. Skill development not as strong, but they do learn to compete on an everyday basis.
The kick out to Williams. Sinks the three-pointer.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
The shot. Rebound by Williams.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
It's tipped. Here's Williams. Diving in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. To the middle. Here's Bassey.
Making the right pass is the first thing on Poole's mind. He wants to be the floor general.
From downtown, San Antonio with the rebound. They host the Clippers after this game. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. Bassey. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Now just a 5-point Nets lead. Here's Clowney. Down low. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
The 3 from Poole. That shot misses. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
The Nets shooting their 2nd free throw attempt on the night. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll return shortly. And we've got 3rd quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Spurs trail by 10. Now here's Poole. Still yet to score. Pass to Avdia. Six to shoot. To the inside. Here's Bassey. Rips it home after the terrific move.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. No good that time. Wembanyama, right side. Another one falls for San Antonio.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Johnson. Missed inside. San Antonio trailing here. In the corner, it's Whitmore. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Wolf. Second shot opportunity. Lays it up off the glass. Wolf got his first bucket in this one.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Over to the wing. Wembanyama. Pass to Whitmore. Buries the long-range jumper. Whitmore's got 10.
Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
And Jordi Fernandez has called a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. All right, Stan, let's put that coaching hat back on you. How in the world would you game plan for a player like Victor Wembanyama?
Well, that's a great question, Kevin, and there are no great answers because he's so good. I think when you're guarding him, you want to be as physical as you can and keep him as far away from the basket as possible to negate his length. Defensively, or when you're on offense, his defense, I think you want to use his instincts to block shots against him, take the ball at him, draw him, and get the ball to open people.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but if it were that good, it would work more often against a guy that good.
Foul for three. Nailed from three-point land. 6 points for him.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, a really strong outing from Whitmore. You see the potential for greatness.
The kick out to Williams. Good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Williams has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
And Wembanyama throws it down.
And we talk about how Wembanyama makes the wow plays. Wow.
And Keon Johnson picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level.
Pass to Clowney. Over Wembanyama. And Clowney can't get it to go.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Inside, here's Wilson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the Nets lead by 5.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, they have made the most of their transition chances.
And Whitmore throws it down.
What a fighter. Whitmore was determined to get that to go.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
And also, guys, they pushed the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible. And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Here's Wembanyama. Stolen away. Here's Wilson. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Wilson's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
To the inside. There's 42 seconds left in the third. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And when Victor dunks it, it sometimes looks like a toy hoop, doesn't it?
Pass to Murray Boyle. Clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Here's Clowney. It's rebounded by Leonard.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Nets lead by 1.
The Nets, 55.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Nets. They've led by as much as 10. Pass to Claxton. Fires the three. He can't hit that time. San Antonio trailing here. And here is Poole. To take the lead. Not going to go that time. Brooklyn with the ball. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. From deep, Johnson. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And we've got a timeout from Greg Popovich. He has decided it's the right time to talk.
Let's give it up for your Spurs Hype Squad.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. And he begged his guys to get after it on the break. He said, let's keep up the tempo, guys. You know how dangerous we are on the break. Be confident with the ball. Take risks. Move it, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Picked off in midair. Here's Wolf. Outside for Jackson. Good on the three-point shot. Jackson's got the lead up to 2 now for San Antonio. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And also, they continue to take advantage on the offensive glass. Those extra possessions paying off in second chance points.
Wow. What, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Wembanyama outside. Wembanyama with the aggressive finish.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Pass to Claxton. Kicks it out to Johnson. And it's off from three-point range. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Free throw good, Wembanyama.
A generational talent. For Wembanyama, the sky is the limit and the reality.
Here's Wolf. Offensive rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. To the paint. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Man, Wembanyama looking unstoppable.
Takes it inside. He gets that one.
Man, that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Nets trailed by 3. Back to Powell. Here he goes. Blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Pass to Wolf. With the shot. Rebound, Brooklyn. Williams scanning the floor. Screen by Claxton. In the corner, Powell with it. And stolen by Wembanyama. Puts up a 3. The size, the shooting touch. Wembanyama is unreal.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now.
Let's hear it for all the dancers.
For 3. Wolf grabs the miss.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
It's hauled in by Claxton. Nets trailed by 6. Powell, no one around him. And the Nets miss again. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive, so there's a balance.
Pass to Wembanyama. Down low. Here's Wolf. Safety move. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Here's Williams. That one falls.
Well, they have to be thrilled with how reliable he's been tonight.
Here's Wolf. Wembanyama, a screen. They get it again. Pass to Wolf. Shot clock at 5. Another shot. Count it!
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Now Powell. Whitmore defending. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Powell. Rebound San Antonio. And an intentional foul right there. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. He's able to hit the second one, and that puts them up by 5.
And not as productive a trip as you would like, but they're still in a pretty comfortable position.
.27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Well, it's all due to his energy and effort, as well as how well he's been able to get ideal positioning on the glass.
And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6. Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. They're trailing by 6. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Johnson for 3. Wembanyama with the rebound. And that's an intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 7-point lead. Cranes the three-pointer. And so it's San Antonio who's